Hey guys, we're back to our knit along with this adorable tea cozy, which is basically a Fair Isle sweater that came from the book by Nikki Epstein. And this is my second video in the series. And so today we're gonna work on this section of the sweater where we just do the ribbing for this section right here. Nikki had a very complicated and gorgeous pattern, very incredibly beautiful design, but there was a couple of problems I had with it. First of all, I wanted to keep it easy. Second of all, if it's going to be a sweater for a child or something, then it's totally worth all that effort. But as you can see here on the tea cozy, it's really not, the chances of it showing up are pretty low, but I'll try to give it, the pattern sort of reminds me of a fishbone pattern. There's stitches that run in a V shape that go all the way up the ribbing. So it's a lot of work, and I just decided to keep it simple and do a knit one, purl one ribbing. And she also chose a band of dark purple, and then light purple, and then light blue, and then light purple. I just created my own color sequence for my own preference, and you can do the same. So you can either obviously follow the pattern or follow it exactly as she has it here. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten on my ribbing, and I have to tell you, it's not my forte. I'm not the best person that does ribbing. My ribbing tension is very inconsistent. Here I'm pretty happy with it. In other areas, you can tell my stitches are a little loose. I've never been good at ribbing. It's my worst skill. I need improvement, I know. But anyways, hopefully when I wash it and block it, and it's the stitches get blocked into shape, they'll look much prettier. So these are the colors I've chosen. Very similar to what she has here, except that I believe her bottom band is the darker purple. So once you cast on the number of stitches that are called for in the pattern, the first thing you need to do is join the stitches into a circle so you can start knitting in the round. So what I'm going to do is just pretend that I've cast on all my stitches and show you how I join the cast on stitches to work in the round. Okay, so let's just say, the stitches aren't joined together to knit in the round. The first thing I do is slip this one over on the left as if to knit, and then I slip this one over onto the other needle as if to purl. And then you have your stitches joined so that you can now knit in the round. Sorry guys, my son is videotaping this for me, and he said we lost focus, so we're going to do that again. So we're pretending that all the stitches have been cast on. We haven't joined yet to work in the round, we're pretending that. So the way you join your cast on stitches so you can work in the round, this is how I do it. I slip the first stitch on the left needle as if to knit onto the right needle, and then I pick up the first stitch that was on the right needle like so, and I pass it over the first stitch on that right needle and put it onto the left needle, and now the stitches are joined and you can start knitting in the round. Okay, so let's just say this is the beginning of your round and you're going to do a knit one, purl one, rib. Most people know how to do this with the American style of knitting, where you're throwing the yarn, you're holding the yarn on your right hand and throwing it on your right hand so that you are knitting one and purling one. Okay, we're going to stop the camera because my phone is ringing. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So everybody knows how to do a knit one, purl one rib. If you've been knitting for a while, it's pretty basic. So now I want to show you how to do it continental style. So this is how I wrap the yarn around my fingers. I put the yarn around my pinky and my finger, just like that. Can you see that? I think you've seen diagrams in books. It's much easier to look at it when someone's doing it. To me, this is, when I see videos, I'm like, could you do that 5 more times? So you don't have to rewind. So around the pinky, around the finger. I'm going to do it one more time. Around the pinky, around the finger. Okay? And then I use this finger to control my knitting, to help get the stitches in and out. You'll see what I mean. So first I'm going to knit one, and now I'm going to purl one. And rather than me just articulate, what these steps are, I think just looking is everything. I'm just going to do this for a few stitches so you can just watch. So there's the knit stitch. Here's the purl stitch. You can get into a nice rhythm, and for me this is very comfortable because I have carpal tunnel in my left hand. So the fact that I don't have to throw that yarn with every stitch, it cuts down on the strain on my left hand considerably. The more I can rely on my left hand and wrist to do all the work, the more I can keep doing what I enjoy doing. So this has been a real lifesaver for me. You may not feel motivated to do this because it may feel awkward to you. And I have to admit, I practiced a lot before I felt comfortable with it. But the other benefit for me is that I think I get a tighter stitch when I do that, knit this way, which is good for ribbing, because I tend to knit very loosely. And if you're a loose knitter and you're having trouble with loose stitches when you do your ribbing, one thing you could do is go down a needle size. So if they recommend a size 2, you might want to do a size 1. Okay, so you can kind of see I followed the knit one, purl one pattern, and now I'm just going to kind of do it very slowly and then articulate what I'm doing. So if you can see, I've got the yarn on my index finger. You can see the stitch on the needle. I'm going into the stitch and around the yarn and pulling it through, and that's the knit stitch. Okay, and for the purl stitch, you keep the working yarn in the front, you put your needle through the stitch, use your index finger to push it down and pull it through. And to me, that's a total blast, because it's a little, just like, the fact that there's a bit of a challenge there makes it less of a boring job for me. And once you get into the rhythm of it, it's very soothing and relaxing. And I've got this on my Addy turbo needles because this yarn has a lot of friction. So the needles having very little friction, it makes it easy. It's a perfect match for smooth knitting. So here I'm at the end of my round, and I've finished another round of knit one, purl one ribbing. So when we do our next tutorial, we're going to start doing the funnest part of all, which is the 2-color knitting, following the pattern from her book. And it's super easy. From here to the underarms, we're just knitting in a circle, creating a tube. It's just going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to love it. So anyways, hopefully my next video won't take as long as this one. I've been busy struggling with some back pain problems, but hopefully I can finish up the series. It's something I've been really wanting to do. So if anybody's watching, thank you so much. And please feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. I'd love to help out anybody who's struggling with this, have questions, whatever. That's one of my passions, not only to do this, but to share how to do this. There's 3 DVDs you can buy where you can see true master knitters doing this. Meg Swanson, if you go to Schoolhouse Press, she has some wonderful videos where you can watch her knitting. And that's how I really made a breakthrough in my ability to master this. Also, Uni Yang has a fabulous video out from Interweave Press, which I loved, absolutely loved watching Uni knit. She's a fast knitter, but she's so inspiring. And then there's one more video by this gal, Lucy Neatbee, has produced a series of videos. 1 or 2 deal with colorwork knitting. I've got them all, and all are equally good. So if you can afford to buy those videos, those are great. And I really wanted to just put something out there for people who want to learn how to do this, but maybe they're not in a position to afford to buy those videos. And it's just, for me, this is how the craft was taught and preserved over the years, where one person shared it with another. They didn't have to pay for lessons or buy DVDs. And to me, that's the spirit of craft, is that we're here to share and support with one another. So thanks again for watching, and sorry for me blabbing on.